Warriors debuting the Oakland Forever Court in jerseys. They can't come out and take an L when they debut these, can they? Right? I don't know, man. There's something about the color scheme. I think the reddish orange is different. The color scheme is so much more appealing than it initially was, right, in the early 2000s. And I think they slightly altered the colors of it. And then the Oakland slapped across the chest doesn't hurt things, right? The Spurs, surprisingly good, actually sit with a better record than us, doing Spursy things with DeMar DeRozan and a mix of young players. Can we get back-to-back dubs? So if you recall, the last time we saw James Wiseman, he was knocking or slapping over some towels or something. Watch him call out the switch here with Oubre. And I noticed right away just a different level of energy and intensity from James Wiseman, and it kind of set the tone. I think the whole team was feeling themselves in the Warriors Forever jerseys, right? But look at Wiseman just hop around, communicate, and talk. And what we saw from young James was big tick energy. Big ticket energy, y'all. Come on now. Look at him grab and go coast to coast here, kind of slow down and understand contact was coming, gets himself to the line. Meanwhile, the Night King lives, y'all. You can't kill him. 25 years. That's crazy in any sport, let alone basketball, man. And you wonder how much patience he's going to have. And this is a rebuild. They've done it kind of smoothly here, but Aldridge and DeRozan are on their way out, and they've got some young players, but they don't have a cornerstone here. And then Wiseman, more growth. Again, not taking the charge, kind of angling his body, getting to the line. And what I loved was just the talking he was doing out there. He seemed like a different kid. And hell, I think it even had Draymond inspired. When's the last time you saw Draymond shoot a three off a dribble handoff, let alone knock down the three? On the other end, DeMar DeRozan is their go-to scorer, and the rookie doesn't know DeMar is a two-pump god. All right, enough innuendos for this game, but he gets the rookie in the air and gets to the line. Watch Oubre properly use the Steph screen. Steph's screen setting is so underrated. Look at him stick the shoulder, but Oubre sold it perfectly and then patiently finished. And I think the takeaway everybody is getting is like, oh, they're starting to click. And this is what that means. Everybody is understanding their roles. Draymond, straight line drive. He needs to look to finish those. And you can see this is a great angle on Aldridge, reluctant to come off the young 7-footer. He stunts at Draymond. And so, again, everybody's starting to understand their role. I really did think Aldridge would go to work with over that right shoulder on the rookie. He really wasn't interested in it. Now, we did send doubles at him, but Aldridge, that's never stopped him in the past. I think it was Wiseman's size that was bothering him, and he wasn't looking to turn over that right shoulder. Can't knock this down in transition. And then DeJounte Murray, you may not recognize him with the haircut. I don't know who has a smaller peanut head, him or De'Aaron Fox, but they're both effective and have very similar games, right? On the other end, Wiseman, you just see him getting more and more comfortable making decisions. Look at him drop this off for Draymond, who has 2 layups in the 3-ball in this first quarter. Wiggins was questionable headed into this game with a sore quad and right knee. You see the compression sleeve on him as he drew some fouls here early on. There's a little hitch in his get-along. You can see it, right? But it didn't discourage or change the way he attacked the basket. The rookie switched on DeRozan. All right, it's time to get in the classroom, right? Wrong. Look at the active feet down in his stance, perfect distance management. Steph holding up his end of the bargain, dealing with one of the quicker guards in the league. Again, he and Fox, probably top 5 in quickness in the league, and he gaps him perfectly. It was the defense that set the tone. Steph, we've seen him unveil this hezzy quite a bit this year. It's so pretty, show and go, easy at the rim. Now, the Spurs were the team that landed Devin Vassell with the 11th pick. Remember, I really liked him out of Florida State, and Wiggins is going to attack him here in the post and kind of big boy him with the baby hook. But Vassell, he looks decent thus far, not getting a ton of opportunity. On the other end, though, more Steph defensively. And I was thinking, man, like, I don't know if I've ever seen him move this well laterally. But then I realized it's not that, it's the strength. He's always been pretty quick laterally. Now he's strong enough to not get knocked off balance or blown through. And so he's more than held up his end defensively. And the 4-point play, there's some about the Spurs, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Steph likes playing the Spurs team. The thing that I liked about Vassell was his motor and his length and then that high release. You see Draymond was draped all over him and he still got it off clean. I think if he was on a team where he was getting more opportunity, there'd be a lot more buzz about him. Out of the timeout, an Oubre pick and roll with Steph. And the thing about Oubre's unflappable confidence, he won't get in his head with those wide open shots. A lot of guys think themselves out of those open shots. So the hezzy was nice. The behind the back rejection of the screen was just nasty. Back to Oubre, though, for a second. Everybody was saying how he was in his head. I didn't see that. I thought he was just playing too fast and out of rhythm. I don't think he gets in his head. I think he's that confident. Jakob Poeltl is kind of the ideal backup big. Even if he looks like he enjoys smelling his own farts, I've always liked him, even when he was in Toronto. On the other end, Vassell, this is what he brings to the table. His length and his motor, his effort. He ties up Steph for the jump ball. I'd have definitely taken him before Hayes. Probably Toppin, and definitely the kid from Maryland, Phoenix, I'm talking about you. Jordan Poole, you see him just squeezing the ball here, and you feel for him because it's like now he probably feels nervous and again, squeezing the ball because of such little opportunity. Oubre cleans it up, but there was kind of a role reversal in this game. It was the second unit that struggled with this veteran Spurs second unit that's just got a lot of big booties on it. Gay, Paz, Lyles, and they kind of just bodied us to the front of the rim and closed the gap to start this second quarter. Styles make fights, and Poeltl was a tough style for Pascal because he moves well laterally, and then he's a legit 7 foot, so he could challenge him at the rim. So that didn't help our cause with the second unit that had a drought to start things until Oubre took the lid off with the 3-ball. Now, we know Wanamaker looks like a goon. I always love to hear it, though.
Oh, he's a legit 7 feet.
You all know that have been following me for a while. I love when you catch someone scream out some shit like that. Damian Lee had an off night. Wiggins is sneaky good on the offensive glass. He slips in there. And then Kerr, there was a travel call, and Kerr got kind of aggressive here. And it's so fun to watch this team's personality, like, form, right? We're feisty, young, physical team. Kerr is kind of acting that way too, right? Like this was aggressive for missing a travel call in the second quarter. Have you noticed because of these COVID telecasts, they've got caught doing this a lot, showing a highlight and then missing a live basket, and Steph with a crazy floater off glass after the assist 3 to Wiggins. And then I loved this. Wanamaker looks off Wiseman, who's got Murray on him. Like, what are you doing? And Draymond's like, don't trip, I got you here, right? But wait for it, that's not the best part. The best part was the 19-year-old telling Wanamaker, give me the fucking ball. This time out in transition, Wiggins knows what to do with it. Drop it off to Wiseman, who's going to quickly be put on the don't jump list, right? Like if you're not directly in front of him, don't jump. That's what's going to start to happen as he gets stronger and more confident. Pop's got to stop things. They try to go to Aldridge. Aldridge is so accustomed to being able to just shoot over the top of guys, and he just couldn't do that with Wiseman. Meanwhile, Steph was just in the matrix, playing in slow motion, doing whatever he wants, pulley 3-ball, 20-point first half. And then look at the young man stay ready so he ain't got to get ready. And Steph knows what to do, just throw it up. Another unique quality I think that we're going to start to see with Wiseman is very rarely do you see a dunker and a big 7-footer like this shoot well from the free throw line. And he's not there yet, but I think he's going to eventually get to 75, 80%. That's my favorite move. Hard plant off the right, step back into the jumper. It's easy to start doing, difficult to master. And then closing out the half, Wiggins puts the clamps on DeRozan, and we head into the locker room up 19. Let's listen to the 19-year-old.
James, we were commenting, DeRozan got you on the one foul, and then you learned 2 minutes later, stayed down, contested, ran the floor, and these lobs, your catch radius has been fun to watch.
Yeah, most definitely. Just taking it day by day, just trusting, like, inside the process, just listen to my coaches and just going out there and playing hard. That's all.
What's it been like for you, James, learning from Draymond Green and all the different coaching tips that you're getting and just learning from the coaching staff? But in game, we're seeing the growth, and it's really substantial. So what's it been like for you learning from Draymond Green?
Really just I'll say the continuity improvement, just working hard every day, just make sure I ask a lot of questions, having a courageous mind, and just going out there and just working my tail off and just paying attention to detail.
Hey, go into that locker room and tell Draymond, brag about your assist to him when he cut back door. How about that look?
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
When's the last time you heard a 19-year-old say he strives to have a courageous mind? Right? He's impressive, man. Here's a hands check. Oh, let me get that. Face up, couldn't knock this down, but the footwork was nice, rip through. Here's a look at how fast Murray is in the open court, and you wonder if they're going to build around him, they're going to have to get guys that are willing to run and get up and down with him because, you know, Aldridge and DeRozan, they don't want to run whatsoever. Murray, 22 points pacing them, and you're just starting to see the chemistry form all over, right? Steph knew exactly where Wiggins is, and he's going to do what it do and just make it look so easy. Steph pulling out all the tricks. How about the Smitty, and then I'll take the contact and hit the floater off glass. It's okay, I don't need the whistle. I'll still score 26 points. 11 boards for the chef as well. Speaking of rebounds, Wiseman, not a big night on the glass. He did do this. Just dominance. It's the cliche of you can't teach that, right? That's just pure size. Now, it wasn't all good for the rookie. It was a career night, career high, 20 points. But remember, Kerr was talking about his lack of spatial awareness right now? And that's exactly what happened right here. Wiseman thinks he's got to post up. He has no idea he has a free run to the rim. Draymond sees it, so he's going to lead him to the rim. But Wiseman, he's trying to post up and catch that. That's why he couldn't get to it, and it's the turnover. So just being more aware of where he is on the floor and his space awareness. Draymond agitated, probably more so because it cost him the turnover. But Steph, being the ultimate teammate, he took their minds off that one with an even more careless turnover. Murray, one of the better ball hawks in the league, just picked that thing off from a mile away. And you can see they're hanging around. It's a 14-point lead at this point. More Wiseman in the dunker spot and LaMarcus Aldridge just looking helpless. Maybe LA should call it a career, right? Like, I'm not saying he can't hang on some roster, but he is a shell of himself. Look at him here with Wiggins. This used to just be a snack for him. A little guy on him right there. He doesn't even take the shot. Draymond, a great late closeout. Defense leading to offense out in transition, and we're going to get another one. This was 48 minutes of SportsCenter highlights for Dubs fans, man. And then we're starting to see Wiseman with a little bit of gravity here. Look at Aldridge. He doesn't want to come off him again. That's got to feel nice for Steph, right? For the first time in years, the help defense is not paying attention to him. Now, the way this Spurs roster is designed, they have so many guards, they're almost always in a three-guard lineup, and that pushes DeRozan to the 4 spot, which aligned our defense perfectly. Draymond did a great job on him. You see Bazemore transition 3-ball, and we pushed this thing back up to 20, ending this third quarter. And needless to say, we haven't played with a lot of large leads. And you're curious maybe how they handle that, right? Well, when you look at the character of this team, Pascal was very thirsty to get on the board here to start this fourth quarter. You got a lot of high motor, high energy guys in the second unit particularly. And I think that bodes well to protecting leads. They're not the type of players that are going to take their foot off the pedal. And that's what you saw last night. Lee finally gets one to go, and then the referees tell him to go. No, but this was a flagrant 2, right? Unnecessary contact to the head. And I'm with the call. Like, look, you can't miss that bad, bro. The ball's not I'm not calling Lee dirty by any means, but he absolutely raked him, and so he had an early shower. So possession, a bunch of free throws, and you wondered if the Spurs had one last run at him, and Kelly Oubre said, no, sir. That was freakish. That wasn't just like a casual putback. That was stylish. Pascal got some points here late, and we pushed the lead back up to 18. And I think everybody's thinking, all right, we got the Knicks tonight. Maybe the second unit can just close things. And Kerr goes back to Steph. I'm not going to front. I didn't like the move when he put him in there. You see the numbers already, right? But it worked perfectly because it was just his presence on the floor that sealed the deal. He's out here taking air dumps for Air Canada, and he had a couple wide open threes that really just polished off the Spurs and left them with no hope. And so he just came in for 90 seconds, and it felt like his presence killed all hope for any type of Spurs late rally, and we got to see a little bit of Jordan Poole. And like I said in the first half, the little spurt of minutes he got there, I think what he has to fight is being too thirsty. Right? It's very difficult when you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting for your opportunity. When you finally get out there, it's difficult to play at the right pace. Here was a turnover. It was kind of on Mulder, though. Mulder brought Vassell, and it was a nice steal on him. So you hate to see that if you're Kerr, right? You give him a chance, and he turns it over. But he went 3 of 3 from downtown, and you can see how smooth and fluid that jumper is. He slowed down his pace, and he didn't act too thirsty. I'm sure it helped that it was garbage time. Here's the third in the far corner, and so we'll see if he's moved ahead of Mulder in the depth charts because he brings more to the table. If he's going to shoot well, right, that's the only thing that Mulder really has over him. But this felt like a more dominant performance than the Kings, right? Those were the two big ones against, I guess, San Antonio's just a more legit team. But I think the storyline has got to be the 19-year-old James Wiseman. You know, he came out with just big ticket energy, man. He came out and remember when he knocked the thing over the other night and I said, well, was that for us or was that for him? Is he really mad? Like, are you going to do something about it? And he came out and he did something about it. And I think it fueled all these Warriors to go along with these jerseys, right? I think they put these on. I smell a win streak coming with the Oakland Forever jerseys. New York tonight, y'all. I'm out.